Hi everyone, this is Wen. Today is March 7, 2019. I'm gonna record this video to talk about what I've been done in past few weeks. I've been working on the Covariance Matrix Dataview project for a while, and today I'm gonna record this video to mainly talk about how to debug the tasks of the Dataview workflows. Let me firstly introduce how the tasks will work. Firstly, let's take a look at the graph of the workflow. So we have an input matrix txt file, and then we have a column splitter, and it will split because this is a 5 by 5 matrix, and we will split them into 15 calculate covariance tasks, and then we join them together into a covariance matrix aggregation task, and then output to the covariance matrix txt file. So let's take a look at the tasks individually. Firstly, let's go to the column splitter. So in the column splitter, we have a input matrix txt file and 5 outputs. Basically, it's like a matrix transpose function because we turn the rows into the columns. But as well as we will add the column index into the output, because in the following we have 15 calculate covariance value tasks together, and we have to tell apart which is which and which column, which value corresponding to which column, and then we can put them into the corresponding position in the covariance matrix. So that is a goal. We put the column index in the first position of the vector of the output, and be careful, we also have to truncate the brackets from the output because these brackets will be read into the input in next layer. That will cause a problem. This is what I found when I debug the code. So basically this is the first task, and let's take a look at second task. Second one is a calculate covariance value, and this will take 2 inputs and have 1 covariance value as output. And firstly, we read from the input from last layer, and this is a data type of Dataview math vector, and this vector has, as we see, we have index, so we read the index and then remove it from the vector, and the rest will be the vector to calculate the covariance value. So we call the covariance value method, and we're also able to print the Dataview vector because it is a little bit different from the vector we know in Java, and we define this data type in our Dataview projects. So this is good for debugging purpose. So let's take a look at the last task, and this is a covariance matrix aggregation, and this will take 15 inputs and output a matrix covariance matrix as output and written into a file finally. So firstly, we read from the input port. As we see, we have the output from the last layer, and with the column index inside embedded, and we separate them by the underscore, so we can split the string by the underscore, and then to get the first column index and second column index and also covariance value, and put them into the corresponding position in the covariance matrix. So it's quite straightforward. So before I move to the debugging part, I hope to talk a little bit about what I've been done to will it work in the cloud, in Amazon AWS cloud. So I try to put the compiled Java files, which is a .class files of this task into the workflow task directory, because this directory is what we will mainly work on when work with the AWS cloud. And we put the three class compiled class file into this directory and then run the 15 instance into, I think I may not be able to see right now, but we're able to successfully read the input matrix and also read the tasks. However, there still be some errors I have to work on too. Hopefully I will work on later today and see if I can make any progress. So right now, let's mainly focus on debugging part. So in the model folder, we have a debugger.java file, and this is mainly for debug purpose. We have many methods here, like the log non-pointer, log error message, as well as a log object value. That's all for debugging purpose. And most important one I want to share with you is a log test task method. This is really helpful while you debug the task in the for Dataview project. And because we can use this method to test the tasks individually and to make them each one work before we put them together into the cloud. So that will save a lot of headaches, and also really helpful for me to move forward and to step by step. So let's go to the main method and try to test them one by one. So you can see I create 3 main tasks, and we can run them one by one. Firstly is a column splitter, and this one will take a matrix .txt and output 5 files. We can individually test it firstly. Okay, let's change this and run it. Okay, so as we use a print Dataview math vector method that is able to print out the matrix we read from the txt file. And let's check out the output. So the output here, every output file contains a column, and it looks great so far. And we can go ahead and test the second one. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think I changed it wrong. Main file, main method. Okay, great. So basically the second one will take 2 columns as input and then output a covariance value. So let's try to run it. And it also populates and print out the vectors we are using, and because we're using same one, so they're the same. Calculation completed, we can check out in the output file txt. So we get the string separated by the underscore. So this indicates this is 0 column, 0 column, and covariance value is 4.4. And we can go ahead to move to the last step. This is aggregation. As we recall, we need 15 tasks in our 5x5 matrix calculation. However, we don't need that much to do the testing or debug purpose. And so we take a 2 by 2 and we need 3 tasks together. And for these tasks, we have basic input as the index as well as a covariance value for the 3 files. And here we have 1, 1 that indicates a column 1, and covariance values is this. So let's take a look at let's try to run this code and check out the output. And it says successfully completed, and we can check out the outputs from the output X file. So here we go. This looks great for 2 by 2 covariance matrix. I think so far our tasks are working fine, and you may have the question on when on if you have any errors that occurs in any of these tasks, how do you resolve them? I think if you program in Java or with the Eclipse before you have experience, you can add the breakpoints into different tasks, just like here, and you can use the debug mode and go through them line by line, and you will find where is a problem and try to fix it. So that is how I did the debugging work, how to fix my code. As for myself, I think that is very efficient and very helpful. And plus we have this debugging method that is able to separate the tasks and really helpful to locate where was a problem instead of knocking out and have no clue at all when we aggregate them together at the beginning. So I think that is roughly how the things I will discuss in this video. And so today we'll mainly focus on the debugging part. Thank you for your time. I will keep work on this. And until next time, happy coding.